Yeah. So it goes like this. So uh, the Jews, obviously, okay, now Ephraim, Ephraim could totally say, surely we've inherited lives from our fathers, yada yada yada. This is not a stretch of the imagination at all. Like everybody should be able to see how Ephraim definitely is inherited lies. Now, the trick here is that this is an absolute thing, so it applies to both houses, and really it applies to everybody on the entire fucking planet. Okay, so like to say that the Jews are an exception, somehow they're special, set apart. Oh, God won't blind them, even though it's like, you ever read the end of Deuteronomy? Fucking, like, holy shit, dude. And then, how many of you fucking rabbis and shit can properly interpret the imagery and implications of everything that's mentioned at the end of Deuteronomy and the blessings and curses? Okay? And the blessings section, blam, curses section, what, 2, 3 times as long? It's fucking like, watch the fuck out. You know, this is serious fucking business, motherfucker. Are you sure you want to do this? Now, uh, so that's to say that Judah also needs to confess that they have inherited lies from their fathers. Now, the problem with this is that they deify their fathers, kind of like Eastern religions or whatever, where the ancestor worship. And yeah, so modern Judaism has ancestor worship built into it because they're deifying more or less the sages. Now, here's the thing: they're gonna say, "Oh, well, we're not deifying; we're just elevating." It's like etymology, motherfucker. By elevating, you are deifying. You are only allowed to elevate the one. You say Hashem, the character, sure, the character of the self-existent, sure. Call it Hashem. Like it's not that big of a slight. Not exactly perfect. You know, you should be on like a first name basis. You know what I'm saying? Afraid to say the name, to profane it. Okay, kind of makes sense. You doubt the power of God, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? He says, swear by my name. He says, you shall be called by my name. So what are you going to say? Like, hey, bro, what's your name? Oh, yeah, I can't utter it. Just call me, You know what I'm saying? Like, dumb fucking shit. Hey, come here. Like, what the fuck? Now, uh, inherited lives of their fathers. Then you get to the Eliyahu. Now, Eliyahu, before the great and terrible day of the self-existent, uh, he will send Eliyahu, Hanabi, Elijah the prophet, and he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers. Now, how do you rectify? How do you, what's it called? Fucking harmonize those two fucking points of view. Okay, they're both true. One of them you've inherited lies from your fathers. The other one, your heart's been turned to your fathers. Now, are we talking about the same fathers? Hell no. That would be inconsistent. Like you gotta read between the lines. Like it's not spelled out for every dumb fuck who can just look up definitions and shit to know exactly. Okay, yes, the information's there, and yes, they can know it. Problem is, they're blinded. It's like you get a security clearance if you work for the government and whatnot. Same thing with the Most High. You don't have security clearance. You're not privy to the information. Ain't no way, even if you come across the information, ain't no way you can understand the information. It's on a higher level. Necessarily need to prevent you from getting the information. You need to prevent you from understanding the information. This is so fucking easy. All we got to do is cause you to misunderstand the information. That's what's left. You want to look for the information? All right, you'll find the information. But then you must be caused to misunderstand and misapply the information because you didn't get the clearance beforehand. Okay, you're trying to do your own fucking will rather than the will of the one who knows fucking everything. Like you're trying too hard, motherfucker. Everything's already spelled out. All you need is to know what's next. Why are you trying to go there and there and there and the other thing when all you got to do is say, "Holy shit, this is way too hard. I'm not meant to understand everything in the world, but God is," and so why don't you give me some advice, please? Okay, it's pretty much that fucking easy. You just do that consistently, and then you do it constantly. Before too long, it's like, you got a new buddy, or he got a new buddy. I mean, ideally, that's how it goes. If God doesn't want to invite you over to chill in the hot tub, if he thinks you're an annoying prick, if he can't trust that that you're gonna leave all his shit exactly where he fucking left it in the condition that he left it, if he can't trust that you're not gonna overstep his boundaries and you're gonna be fucking minding your p's and q's and you're gonna fucking ask him before fucking anything. It's like, hey man, in your house, hey, before I move this, I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah. Oh, you don't? Okay. Cool. But nice, dude. You think of everything, dude. Sweet. And then that's all it takes. It's already thunk. You don't need to think. It's already thunk. All you got to do is ask for permission, ask for guidance. Don't ask for him to double down on your will, because that's contradictory to coming to him humbly and submitting as you are, less than a fucking dog. Okay. Okay. You might be able to know how to fucking sit, but I guarantee you don't know how to get down. Okay. You don't know how to down yourself. You don't know how to get fucking down. Instead, you sit. Now, most of the time, you stand. It's another thing. You go to worship, you know, they go to church, no matter what. Uh, Judaism, fucking, no. To be fair, I've never attended straight up Judaism synagogue because, well, they won't let me in. But the Hebrew roots, whatchamacallit, been through that, and I imagine it's going to be somewhat similar, like lots of parallels. And now it could be way too Christianized, but pending actually attending a synagogue, um, at least I can say that Christianity is super fucked in that they'll go and sing and bless God and everything before they get any instruction. So it's like, prove right off the bat that they're not there for instruction, because they're like, oh God, you're so great. Da 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 da. Just say the same thing. Fucking here it comes again. Same fucking empty words. Same fucking empty words. Yay! Stupid fucking shit. And then rather than getting instruction, doing righteousness, and then blessing God and saying, like, hey, thanks for telling me to do that because it turned out way better, you know. And I'm glad that I followed your advice. It did look kind of sketchy going in, but you pulled through. Imagine that. It's like you always win or something. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Maybe pick me for your team next time, huh? Like, I'll try harder next time. Anyway. Uh, that's a fucking sidetrack right there. Yeah, fucking sidetrack. The point. Oh yeah, Elijah, bringing hearts of the fathers to the children. Okay. Now, there's a couple of problems with this for pretty much everybody to actually understand. Like, you're gonna say, yes, sir, I understand that. I totally understand every element of that idea. Understand how you got to where you are, and maybe you agree, maybe disagree, but at least you understand. And that goes to um, Eliyahu. Now there's Matthew 17. Okay, he says, why did the sages say that Eliyahu must come before, you know, Messiah or Moshiach, however they said it, Aramaic, whatever. Uh, he says, well, the sage is right. Eliyahu has to come for the Messiah, but you know, he's already come and he'll come again, and so that's where it's at. And then they perceived that he was talking about Johnny Mercer, and and then he charged them. He said, hey, you guys just saw that crazy shit. Like, don't tell anybody until I've been raised from the dead, or technically until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. But you get the gist. And he charged him saying, don't tell fucking anybody about this until after I'm fucking dead. Like, I don't want to deal with the fucking fallout from this. This is fucking, metaphysical shit. And y'all seen it. And let's just move on. Okay, it's for you. And once I'm raised from the dead, it'll be different. But until then, I don't want the fucking thorn in my fucking side. I don't want fucking people following me around because of that shit. Like, come on, man, this is fucking easy. And stop fucking, looking at me. It's get on your fucking knees, dumb shit. Like, available at any time, not any place, not any time, but available to everybody at certain times, certain places. You want to be, communing with the Most High, then He will lead you, and you'll find yourself, blam, ready in a perfect position to present yourself before the Most High. If that's not what you want, then you're not going to ask for it. He's not going to give it to you. He doesn't want you fucking calling on Him, just annoying the shit out of Him. That'll just piss Him off even more. It'd be better if you just fucking ignored it. Way better to ignore Him than to piss Him off. Shit. Or to be ignored by Him than to piss Him off. You don't want to be on His fucking dark side. Mm-hmm. And so, Johnny and Mercer, Eliyahu, this is going to be way hard for the Jews to accept, but for the Hebrew roots and the Christians and the Torah observant, it should be that you can understand that back then, Johnny Mercer, blam, Eliyahu. Eliyahu didn't have everything right come before. Okay, if he was perfect, there'd be no reason for the Messiah. So obviously there's errors. Okay, not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Let's not focus on that right now. Okay, we'll get to that when we get to that. But if you just told the line, then Johnny Mercer, da 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 da, and then Qumran. There's a connection. Qumran. John was baptizing where? And where's Qumran? Okay, is this possible? Now, John was baptizing. Who's this living out in the wilderness eating whatever it is, locusts and honey or something, right? And so, would that make sense for a destitute guy? Okay, it would. There's a destitute guy out in the woods, around the desert, eating locusts and honey. Okay, that would be something like, oh, that guy's poor. He doesn't want fucking anything to do with society. So it's whatever. Wouldn't pay him no mind. Or at least they wouldn't say what they said to John. They were amazed that he was out there eating locusts and honey. Why? Motherfuckers loaded. That's why. So, Johnny Mercer, okay, and we're talking priestly family, okay, because Yeshua and Johnny Mercer is what, his cousin or something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then so first cousin, second guy, I don't know, cousin. And so priestly family grew up in that that times or that era's Judaism, and yeah, priestly family. And so this guy was probably known about like Yeshua childhood and stuff, just from being like a prodigy or whatever, really sharp guy, like, committed to the Most High, like Samuel or something, right? And loaded. So maybe his dad died or something, left him a huge inheritance. Maybe his uncle died. I don't know, man. But somehow, okay, the theory goes, uh, he's got this spread up in Qumran. I mean, how much does it cost to do that back in the day? Probably not much. Like, probably be able to scrape enough silver together, be able to buy some land and stuff, especially you got a small group of people, and it would make sense. So because it didn't make sense, 1947, 48, you got the Dead Sea Scrolls, and so peradventure, John the Baptist is Eliyahu, and he has to spread a Qumran, and he's got this library and stuff, and he goes baptizing, and he gets his fucking head chopped off. And Yeshua comes in, and Yeshua overtakes John the Baptist. They abandon Qumran. Now they can see this coming because John the Baptist is like, hey man, this guy's legit. Might as well copy some fucking scrolls, make some copies, put it in the cave, over there, and over there, bury that shit, and that could very well, it wouldn't take much for God to tell John the Baptist, hey man, thanks for being my man. You're doing a really good job. Give you an easy death, dude. You're gonna get beheaded. It's gonna be over quick. You're gonna feel pain. It's gonna be over quick. It's the best I can do for you. And John goes and prepares himself, gets his shit in order, tells the guys, let's focus a little bit more time on copying, huh? Yeah. Dig some shit out, huh? Make some pots, whatever you had to do to stash these. Yeah, I mean, could have been just over a couple days or a week or something. Anyway, stashes them rediscovered right before, Zionist state, right before the Zionist state, in order to tell the higher ups, the college types, the academics, right, to notify the academics that, hey man, look, I gave you these papers with stuff on it and stuff, decipher some of it, and look at this Zionist state just got interrelated, and then published to the public in the 90s, and it's like, well, 89 maybe, uh, anybody can see now. Anybody can see. So turn the hearts of the children to their fathers. Well, the fathers, okay. First, you reject your immediate father. This would be father, grandfather, etc. And you say, surely I've inherited lives from my fathers. These guys obviously are off course, and I don't want to be off course just like them. So I'm gonna have to admit that I've inherited lives from my fathers. Then get reconnected to your fathers. So the children of the Most High, reconnected to their fathers. This would be the actual prophets, patriarchs, Moshe, predominantly, Abraham, Jacob, and so the children's hearts now are turned to the fathers' hearts. This would be, Moshe, the what do they call it, the patriarchs. Okay, so the children are going to be turned toward the patriarchs. This is post-Christianity. This is people coming out of Christianity, going towards Torah. This is people paying attention to what's in Genesis and Exodus and Deuteronomy and Leviticus, okay, and Numbers. This is the what do they call it? What do they Chumash? Yeah, 5 books, and that's what that is. And then the hearts of the fathers to the children. Now this is where it gets like mystical and whatnot. The hearts of the fathers. Now fathers is Ab. Okay, you got strength, and you got the ox head A, and then you got bait, the B. It's enclosure. And so you have his enclosure of strength. Okay, essentially, a little bit more complex, way more complex, but enclosure of strength. This is the father. So the enclosure of strength, hearts of the children to their fathers, hearts of the fathers to their children, hearts of the fathers, and Michael shall stand up. Daniel 12, and Michael shall stand up. Fathers in the sense, meaning spiritual fathers, meaning Abraham and righteous people, okay? And uh, yeah, righteous people that from the Bible rather than doctrines of men, okay, doctrines of devils. And so interpreted, then Elijah already came and he got beheaded. He left his library. We found his library. We read his library. And it turned us back to Jubilee system, turned us back to Torah, turned us back to definitely Mashiach is not part of a fucking Trinity. Like, what is this shit? And various other revelations. And so Elijah's already came, right? So it's really nothing to wait for, okay? It's now. It's now. And yeah, that guy name escapes me, hyphenated name, fucking definitely he knows a thing or two. And I think that's about that. On to the next.